Hello guys, welcome to lesson 2 of our module 7, and here we are going to look on how to work with branches and on how to perform what we call pull request. Alright, let us assume in the case whereby we had created branches locally and we want to push these branches to the remote server. How will we be able to achieve that? So that is what we are going basically to look. In the real world scenario, what will happen is that you'll have one branch, for example master or development, as the key branch, and then developers will work on very specific branches. Let us say now I'm working on maybe a test2 branch, and then I'll push this branch to the remote repository, and then we'll have maybe the senior developer or the project lead to confirm the code is fine before merging it to master. All right, so that is what basically we are going to replicate and be able to see how to perform such action. So let me just pull my CMD and clear everything here. So far, if you can remember, if I just list the branches here, we have 2 branches here, and I've just switched to test2 branch, which is a branch which we created from master. But in this case, I just want us to create another branch. So if you can remember, just say git branch test. Okay, let us just switch to master first, because I need this branch to be created from master. Git checkout master, and then I'm going to git branch now. Or let me just create this branch and switch to that branch directly, which is git checkout. And if you can remember, we'll use -b, the flag -b, and then the branch name will be test3 underscore the branch name, like that. Enter. So if we do git branch, we should be able to be located at the test3 branch. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just add a file here in test3 branch. The test3 branch already has a code which is up to date with master, but I'm going to add a new text file in this test3 branch so that we can be able to merge those changes once we have confirmed them in the remote repository. All right, so I'm going to say type null, and this should be, let us say test67.txt. that is the file that I'm going to add here. And if I say git status, this should be able to show me that I have a pending file which is test67.txt. then I'll just say git add, and here I'll just do like that. And lastly, I'll git commit with -m like this, and I'll just say added test67.txt. let me say file here, and then I'll just do like this. So I've committed that change. And lastly, now I need to push this branch to the upstream or to the remote server so that I can be able to merge it from there. To do this is very simple. You say git -u. -u means upstream, where you clone the code from, or the remote server is usually referred to as the upstream repository. So -u is the short form of upstream. And in this case, sorry, I need to say git push first to upstream, and the name of the upstream is RMTP, and we want to push this to test3 underscore branch. All right, and then I'll press enter. So this will push this branch to a new branch which is called test3 in the remote repository. All right, so a minute and we are done. So now if I go to my remote repository and just do a refresh here, we should be able to have test3 branch, all right, on the remote repository. So now once I've done this, I've refreshed this code and I come to these branches, we can be able to see that we have our test3 branch here. So I'm just going to click to this test3 branch, and once I've clicked on this test3 branch, it will give me an interesting request up on this branch which says compare and pull request. So compare and pull request, what it basically means is that you need to merge this branch to some other branch, but you need to compare this branch with the branches that you want to merge into. So I'll just click this option, compare and pull request, and then it will bring me to this page here. So as you can see here is that I have the base branch as the main branch, and I have the test3 branch as the compare branch. What I want to do is that I want to merge this test3 branch to the branch master. So, all right. So that is the one which will be the base branch, all right, the branch that I need to merge this branch into. So I'll select master here, and then compare option will be the branch which I'm currently residing on. So once I've done that, it will give me an option here to create a pull request with the changes that are going into master, which is test3 branch. So I just create a pull request. Creating a pull request is just like accepting the changes that have been done. This is something that will be done by maybe a senior developer or a project lead in that case. So once I've created a pull request, it will check whether these branches now can be able to be merged. And in our case, we have no conflict. If we had any conflict between these two branches, an error will have been shown here. But in our case, we have no conflict. So these two branches are ready to be merged. So I'm just going to click here, merge pull request, all right, and then confirm merge, as simple as that. So now we have our master up to date since the changes have been merged up to date. Coming now again to our command prompt, I will now switch to master git checkout. This checkout master. So now, assuming now our colleague is in the branch master, so what he need to do in order to have our changes which we did push and was merged to master, he can now perform a git pull origin rmtp, and this will be from the branch master. So this will update. Okay, this should be r git pull, not origin, git pull rmtp master. So this will pull the updated code from master, and then our code will be updated with the current branch that we have just merged. So our colleague will have an up-to-date code, all right? So I'll just do something like this, and then it will perform the pull. And then now if I try to merge the branch test3 to git master, it should tell me that it is already up to date. So if I say git merge, if I say test3 underscore branch, our code should now be up to date, all right? That is how our colleague can be able to get our changes, or that is how we can be able to interact with our colleague through these branches.